Did you know that we are literally in one of the most powerful manifestation portals of the entire year 2025? Lotus Dawn here with Blossom with the Stars, True to the Stars Sidereal Astrology, and today I am going to share with you the actual season we are in, the power of the new moon solar eclipse cycle for setting intentions that will manifest, the power of 6 months into the future, as well as some of the energetics of what this new moon solar eclipse is and how you can utilize that for setting your intentions and having greater clarity, connection, and power going forwards into this next new moon 6-month cycle. Lotus Dawn here with Blossom with the Stars, True to the Stars Sidereal Astrology, and the time we are in, the power we are in is simply off the charts. Happy equinox from out here in the beautiful Golden Valley Open Space Preserve, taking in the energy of the equinox, which means equinox means equal day, equal night. It is a time of balance. It is a time of coming into connection with the cycles of the seasons. It's a shifting in the gears. And so for thousands of years, our ancestors have celebrated the equinoxes and the solstices to the extent of actually building temples and structures like Stonehenge that align with the sun on these powerful, potent days. And so many of us are told that today is the beginning of the autumn season and the spring season. Well, I used to follow that as well until I learned about a very, very powerful calendar called the Celtic Calendar. Of course, based on the peoples of Northern Europe who were very much in touch with the cycles and seasons of the land. And in their system, today, the autumnal equinox in the Northern Hemisphere and the spring equinox in the Southern is actually not the beginning of autumn and spring, but rather the high point of autumn and spring. And so let me explain how their system works. So in the Celtic calendar, spring actually begins in February. Summer begins in May, and autumn begins August 1st. And so that makes today the autumnal equinox in the north and the spring equinox in the south actually the high point of autumn and spring. And so winter for the north will actually begin November 1st, and summer for the south begins November 1st. And so this change, this alteration in our awareness of the seasons and where we're actually situated in the cycles of those seasons is incredibly powerful. And so for the last 5 years or so, I have followed this system and been aware, okay, when we have the spring equinox in March in the Northern Hemisphere, it is not the beginning of spring, it is the high point. And I know that May is going to be the beginning of summer, and that the solstice, June 21st, is actually the high point of summer, followed by autumn beginning in August. And so it's amazing. It has allowed me to truly bask in the power and energy of nature, its true cycles and rhythms. And I was just so excited to share that with you because it has changed my life and my ability to truly soak in and receive the beautiful blessings that this earth has for us every single day. And it's my hope that today on the equinox, you will also take a moment out of your day to tune into nature, because it is talking in the silent, quiet places. It is talking in the sound of the buzzing bees and the wind blowing through the grasses. Nature is alive and singing. Now, I know a lot of us have this desire to create and manifest things in our lives. And so I really want to talk further about what just happened with the new moon solar eclipse and why it's so incredibly powerful for us for setting our intentions for not only typically with the new moon, the cycle for manifestation is from the new moon to the full moon. Well, when you add in a solar eclipse, you then lengthen that intention setting window from 2 weeks to actually 6 months. So how does that work? Well, eclipses are powerful universal check-in points with destiny. And why do I say that? I say that because the eclipses actually line up with what are called the destiny points of the moon. And what are the destiny points of the moon? There's 2 of them. There's one called the North Node, which is the ascending point between the alignment of the sun and the moon, and there's the descending point, the South Node. The descending point, the South Node, is all about our karmic past. It's all about who we were. It tends to be our strong suit, and it tends to be what we do out of our sense of comfort. It's our comfort zone. And the ascending point, the North Node, is our future self. It's who we are, who we're here to become. It's what we're growing into. Ideally, the destiny point of the North Node aligns with the solar eclipse, and the karmic point of the past lines up with the lunar eclipse. So let me back up here. There are 4 eclipses per year, and they're a little bit like bookends. Okay, they come in pairs of 2. Each pair of 2 has a solar eclipse, which is at a new moon, and has the lunar eclipse at the full moon. And so it represents the new moon and full moon cycle in the spring, and a new moon and full moon cycle in the autumn. And they represent points at which we kind of get a cosmic checkup. Where are we at? Where have we been? What are we ready to let go of? And what new cycle do we want to begin? And so it typically looks like this. Typically, it will start with a lunar eclipse, and that marks a 6-month completion period from the previous new moon solar eclipse 6 months before. So let me give an example. We had a new moon solar eclipse March 29th, 2025. That was the beginning of a 6-month cycle, which completed at the full moon lunar eclipse in September 7th, I believe. Now, about 2 weeks after that full moon eclipse, we then have another new moon eclipse. And then this new moon eclipse marks the beginning of another 6-month cycle of manifestation. And so whatever seeds or intentions you plant today at the equinox time, at the time of this new moon solar eclipse, you have a little bit of a window here, is going to be the energetic vibration that will manifest in the next 6 months at the time of the next lunar eclipse cycle, which is March 2nd, 2026. And so this is the time of a new 6-month portal of intention setting, of creation, of what do you want to do with your life? Where are you going? What would you like to create? And so my partner and I actually led a very powerful event on Saturday evening where I shared all this information much more clearly with slides, and we did an intention setting clearing to clear blocks to setting our intentions for this next 6-month cycle. So if you would like to watch the replay of that, it is in our private Facebook group. You just have to join it. It's free. And you can get access to the replay. It's not going to be up forever. So if you want to get access to it, I highly recommend you jump on it. However, I do want to share with you a little, and on this call, people ask me, so Lotus, what, as an astrologer, what's the energetic of this new moon? And so one way you find that, of course, is you look at the sign that the new moon solar eclipse is in, and any planets that are aspecting it or connecting to it to get a better sense of what is happening energetically. And so it's a very, very interesting lineup. The new moon occurred in Virgo, so both sun and moon in Virgo. The sun represents how we shine. It's our soul, it's our purpose, it's how we shine out into the world. The moon is our emotional center, right? It's how we feel. It's how we tune into our emotional self, how we relate to other people. And all these planets were conjunct Mercury, which is the planet of communication and expression. It's very mental and cerebral. It's very much around rational thought. All of these planets in Virgo. Virgo, I love Virgo energy, and the fact that the sun is in Virgo, the moon was in Virgo at the time of the equinox is so powerful, because Virgo is the sign of the Earth Mother. It's the sign of the Earth. It's the sign of everything that lives and breathes and grows on the Earth. I often call Virgo people the handmaidens of the Earth, because they typically have abilities with plants, with animals, basically with working with the material elements of what the Earth Mother produces, from plants, animals, wood, food, fabric. So they tend to be excellent crafters, right? They'd be excellent builders. They're very good with herbs, so they might become herbologists. And they're also very good with the human body. And so they tend to be the master healers of the zodiac. I just need to fix something here. Give me 1 second. There we go. Very good. Just had to turn the light back on. So Virgo is the energy of the earth. It's the element of earth. And so for the next 6 months, it's going to be a really powerful time to get in touch with our physical body, with our daily routines, our daily habits. Virgo is also the master organizer, the master at separating the wheat from the chaff. So they take in the harvest. It's the harvest time. So the energy of Virgo is all about assessing your environment and your life and getting very clear on what's working and what's not, and nourishing and nurturing and giving to yourself physically. So whether that's taking yoga classes or working on your diet or getting better sleep, the next 6 months is going to be such a powerful time to set new intentions around the health of your body. Now, there's always planets that get involved, and so directly opposite the sun and moon and Mercury are two planets. Saturn, which is the planet of structure, it's the planet of discipline, it's the planet of hard work and the government and authority, in Pisces, which is the sign of spirituality, illumination. It's the sign of connecting to a higher power. Conjunct Neptune, which is known as the god of the sea, the god of our dreams, the god of intuition, spirituality. It's the divine channel. And so we have this amazing intersection at this new moon solar eclipse equinox time between the physical, Virgo, the earth, the physical body, our material world, and then directly opposite, planets of spirituality and the soul and the spirit. And so the next 6 months marks a profound time and a great time to set intentions around balancing our body, mind, and spirit, finding that central pivotal point where we can operate and have the greatest ease, peace, and abundance. Now, there's one really big challenging aspect I have to speak to that you should be aware of, which is that Chiron, the wounded healer, is in Pisces and it is retrograde, which relates to the past. Chiron, the wounded healer, represents our deepest wounding, especially from past lives, losses, death, violence, pain. And in Pisces, it relates to our spiritual self. It relates to religion. It relates to our beliefs about God. And so this planet is a very deep wound that we are healing in the collective. Added to that, Chiron, at the time of the eclipse, which means we'll be feeling its effect for the next 6 months, is directly opposite Mars, which is the planet of action. It's the planet of leadership, but its shadow side can be violence and aggression. And so it's very important over the next 6 months for all of us to start healing any past life wounding or trauma we may have around our spirituality, around our beliefs, around our faith. It's possible that we may have what's called the witch wound, especially around, feeling like unsafe to speak into the world or share your gifts. It's a great time for the next 6 months to address this and heal these blockages that might be coming up. Additionally, this new moon solar eclipse was not conjunct the destiny point, the north node of the future. It was actually conjunct the south node of the past. And that tells me that the next 6 months is a really big completion time where we are completing so many layers and experiences of the past. And so really take the next 6 months to set an intention for what it is that you wish to create in your life and in your world. And also know that the next 6 months is a profound portal of healing. The next solar eclipse, though, is very exciting, and it begins on February 17th. And this solar eclipse is conjunct the destiny point, which for 2026 is in Aquarius, the sign of technology, the sign of the future, the sign of basically envisioning bringing heaven to earth, bringing the new earth to physical reality. And so next year, around February 17th, expect the tides to begin to shift, to begin to change in a forward-moving momentum, especially given the fact that 2026 numerologically is the year of one. It's the sign of the horse in Chinese astrology, which is charging forwards. And one energy is all about new beginnings. It's all about charging forwards, being clear on who you are, being clear on your individuality and what you are here to create going forwards. Now, last year, 2025, was the year of 9. It was the year of letting go, of completing old cycles, of finishing old patterns. And so if you felt this last year, gosh, it was deep, it was intense, it brought so much up, allow this time to wash away all the layers and set the seeds now of what you want to create over the next 6 months. The seeds in your heart of glory, of love, of beauty. Take time to go out into nature, as this new moon eclipse was in Virgo, trine Uranus and Taurus, 2 earth signs. And so much beauty and grace and healing is going to come to you as you tap into, as you tune into the power of Mother Earth, the power of nature, the power of connecting to our roots, connecting to the earth, connecting to all the things that are living, growing, breathing, beautiful and powerful energy. And so with that, I will close, and I want to send you all immense love and light. I'm going to leave the link to a very powerful land clearing process I created many months ago as a gift to you all to assist you to clear the energetic and step into the power of what you truly wish to create at this new moon time. Sending you biggest love, biggest light, wishing you all a happy new moon, a happy equinox. Remember to go out into nature, connect to the beauty of this earth. Sending you all biggest love. Aloha.